great collectors. Today on the channel, we're going to take a look at Gemini from the Action Force series. And yeah, we're going to take a look at this newish release from the latest series from VALAVERSE and Action Force. I was actually pretty excited to see Bobby and VALAVERSE release this series of female soldiers. I think if you do, I think there's been a hesitancy there by toy makers, action figure makers to make female figures because apparently everybody has it in their head, just like Todd McFarlane, that they don't sell well. That may be true in a classic sense, but I think they sell, as VALAVERSE has proved, they do sell well when they're made correctly and when they're marketed to the correct demographic, right? Hasbro seemed to do very well with the Valkyries, and Bobby sold out on the first wave of all-female action figures. So, to me, it's just about how you market it and the business behind it, and how you create a product. If you turn out a good product, people will turn out to buy it. So anyways, that's enough rambling about that. What do I know about business models? But anyways, Gemini is her name. I guess she gets her name because, as it says in her data card or data file, when she's bullied, she was a young, super smart kid, but when she was bullied in high school or college or whatever, she would just flip a switch and go bananas on you. I guess her base got attacked, and she went from an engineer to a straight out super soldier, and this attracted the attention of Action Force and Colonel Siege, who saw potential in her. So anyways, that's her kind of her backstory there. Here's the box. You've got a wonderful full view of the figure that you get. Thank you, Bobby Valla, for never changing that. This will be going away though soon, and I think he said we'll be getting that thick cardstock with the bubble up front. That's fine with me too. I don't mind either one of those. Matter of fact, I actually might even prefer that to this. It's a little less wasteful, and I can put it up on my wall, make a whole Action Force wall. So here's the front, here's the side, Action Force logo, here's the back. There's her data file. If you want to pause it, I'll give you a second to pause it there. Combat Engineer, here's a picture of her. We'll talk about her face in a minute. 2 action points, make sure to save those. Bobby's always, got cool stuff going on where you can trade those in. Series 3, number 5 in the line. All right, I'm not saving this box. All right, I am saving the points though in the data file. So come back here, box, when we get back around to you. Anyways, I've done some modifications to her. I know, I shouldn't have done that. It's okay, nobody panic. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did. So you can do these too, and they weren't very complicated. Number 1, she does not come with these glasses. You can get these from Gridiron. I think they're like $10 for 3 or 2, I don't know. So they're cool little visors that you can get from Gridiron. So that does not come with her. Neither does this sling. The weapon does, but not this sling. So the sling for this rifle, if you saw the tutorial that I did earlier, you can go back and look through my videos. It's all it is actually this one I made out of leather. It's just a leather strap. Very thin, you can get from a Hobby Lobby there, and a staple, regular old staple. Just put that on there for the sling, and then put that on the back there, and then you got yourself a nice little weapon sling for her. Something every soldier needs. I don't know, well, they don't put it on here because I guess it's time consuming to put these on, especially when you're going to make it out of fabric. I guess it's just too much, too expensive. So you can do this, and soldiers are always going to need a sling. This is the weapon you get with her, and yes, the magazine is, well, it is detachable, but I guess I've stuck it. Hold on, there it is. So you can take that out, or you can slide it in. I've never taken them out after that. So anyways, I think it's a AR, pretty simple. So there it is, very nice weapon. Bobby's weapons or Vala's weapons are not bendy. If you bend these, they're going to permanently bend, if not break. So I like that they're nice and sturdy and straight. and they're not gummy at all. It's a different kind of chemical. It's a different kind of composition plastic. I guess they added a little bit of one chemical versus another. Everything else that you see that we're going to talk about, she comes with. She comes with that weapon minus the sling. She comes with this weapon as well. I don't know what kind of weapon this is. It's a cool weapon, but I don't know what weapon that is. We'll just pretend it's a fancy 9mm. All right, fancy 9mm. There we are, fancy super weapon. And she also comes with this cool little knife in the back. There it is, just a regular old knife. And actually, these knives are actually a little bit more detailed. I think you might be able to get a little more detail with the type of plastic Bobby's been using, or Action Force has been using. So that's that knife. All right, let's take a look at her. Some people have complained about that smirk on her face. Let's bring it to yes, it is a little I mean, it's a little off-putting, but it'll grow on you, I guess. After a while, it's fine. You know, Bobby did you know, he does put out some of these expansion packs later on. Like when we first got Eclipse, we got her with a regular face. Well, here she is with a screaming face. I'm pretty sure he's going to do the same thing with Gemini. We're probably going to get a screaming or a stoic face later on. So that's her face for now. I'm okay with it. It's fine. I would have actually preferred a more stoic face, but I'm sure we'll get that in the future. And this isn't so bad, so I'm fine with it. And looking at her statically, we kind of move her braids out of the way. They're actually supposed to be in the front, but I like them towards the back. Maybe I'll tie them up here in the back or something. But anyways, so looking at her, you know, overall, some of this is a lot of reuse. I know Bobby does reuse quite a bit, but I'm okay with it. The figures and the way he presents them and the way he kind of... One of the things I love about this series is that they're meant for you to, you know, on purpose, this community, this Action Force community, switches and what do they call it? We do, you know, mods of these things all the time. So, you know, one head can go on another head, and it just, you know, lots of swapping that you could do with these figures. Fantastic. I love that. You know, so much, you know, put another vest on her, all kinds of stuff. But anyways, looking at the figure itself, to me, it looks great. I really love this figure. It's just a fantastic, nice looking figure. Lots of muted colors, which is great. Lots of detail in there. You know, she's got her little, I guess that's the Gemini logo, Action Force shield, a little D clip there. Some, you know, these clips these magazines come out of her pockets there. That's her little vest there, Carrie or Molly vest. Yeah, looks good. She's a nice looking sculpt. So very nice. Lots of color, lots of detail in the sculpting here. Lots of work in there. I dig it. Here's her hair. It's very nice. So overall, I give this figure, you know, I'm gonna say it's not gonna change my life or anything, and taking into account the fact that it's some reuse, but aesthetically, I'm gonna say it's about a 4.3. You know, I rate my figures from 1 to 5. Anything out of 5 is absolute awesomeness. You must go out and get. Anything above a 4 is great. 3 is meh. A 2 is getting on the verge of junk, and anything out of 1 is just, don't even give it to Goodwill. Just chunk it in your closest trash can. It's junk. But like I said, I think I'm going to give her you know, what did I say? 4.3? Let's go with a 4.3. 4.3 for this aesthetically. I'm okay with it. I would have liked a stoic face, but I'm fine with the face. It's going to be fine. Plus, I think she looks a little better with that face when she's firing off her rifle. So I'm okay with it. Gritting her teeth or whatever, kind of smirking. I dig it. I dig it. So let's move on to, you know what, articulation. Let's do it 2 ways. Let's start with the articulation this way with what you get on her, and then we'll go on. And since some of you wanted me to pop this vest off, let's pop it off this time. Let's not do it like Warpath Eclipse over there. Let's just pop it off of this one and see what happens. Anyways, her head, yes, her things get in the way over here, but she can look up and she can look down quite a bit. So you've got that. Not a problem at all. Not a lot of, to the side because of the way that the head is articulated, but I like the fact that she can really look up and down. That to me is actually more important than being able to, kind of tweak your head to the side like a dog a little bit. I don't really need that. So very good articulation at the head. Can she do a T-pose? Even better than a T-pose. Super easy. Look at that. Easily do a T-pose. Fantastic work, VALAVERSE. Cut at the bicep. She does not have a butterfly joint there, but as you guys saw in the action shots at the beginning, she can bring her hands together to do the correct shooting posture for a handgun. So that is very important to me, and that's why I insist sometimes on those butterfly joints. You got to have those to articulate the figure well, but she has enough movement where she doesn't need them. And if you don't need the butterfly joint, well then it's okay not to have it. But most figures, like wider bodied or torsoed figures, are going to need that. So that's more men in that zone. Cut at the bicep there, double jointed, pinless elbows that move very nicely. And she has a, what is this? Is this in and out or a dice roll? Can't tell. I think this is a dice. Yeah. I can feel it. It's a dice roll on this hand. So up and down. Very nice. I like that the trigger's a dice roll. And this is a dice roll as well, I believe. Let's see. Is it? No. No, wait. Jeez, come on. What is going on? Come on. Yeah, no, this is an in and out. This is a grip hand, and let's see if I don't break it. There it goes. Yeah, it's in and out on this hand. So on the grip hand, it's in and out. On the trigger hand is as it should be. It's a dice roll. Anyways, looking at crunch, she can't crunch very much because of the vest. She can move at the waist, but it's hard for her to move because of the vest. So anyways, but she can turn side to side. We're going to take the vest off in a minute and show you that articulation. One of the things I don't do often is kick up. She can kick up that far, so she does really well. She does have drop down joints, so that helps tremendously with that. Double jointed, pinless knees that go up that far, depending on which joint you bring in first. But there you go. Cut at the boot. Oh, she does have a cut at the thigh as well, as you can see here. So there's a cut at the thigh. And this tends to stay in place pretty well though. So I dig that. Boot cut there. So very nice. This far down on the ankle, this far up at the ankle, articulates very well, and ankle pivot and, the peg hole at the bottom. So very nice articulation. Joe level or better. So, you know what? Let's stand her up now against a classified Joe, just so I don't forget to do it and people don't get upset. So let's stand her up. Everyone should have this one. She's a masterwork. This is one of the greatest female figures that Hasbro has put out. And most serious collectors will have this one. I hope you guys know I'm kind of kidding sometimes when I say this stuff. Anyways, so she stands a little bit taller than Black Widow, the newer Black Widow that's been released. But I do mean it's a good figure. So that I do mean. It's a great figure actually, this Black Widow. Very well done by Hasbro. This is what she looks like standing right next to her. And let's grab a male figure for comparison as well. Here, we'll grab one of my absolute favorite figures, Mr. Daredevil. There he is. Mr. Daredevil is slightly taller than her, only slightly. And this is the Daredevil from the 3-pack, the quintessential Daredevil, I might add. So there he is there. So she scales absolutely fantastically with the classified line. and the Marvel Legends line. I mean, she does really well with them. Articulation wise, I think it's fantastic. I don't have any complaints articulation wise. So I mean, yeah, I can't really dig any points. Do I want additional articulation? I mean, I'm going to take off a ticky-tack half a point for her not being able to, you know, kind of move her head around a little bit like that. But you know what? Before we give her a score, let's see if we can pop this off. And let's see if we can pop this off on camera. So Bobby Vala's figures are meant for you to be able to switch out these vests and accessories. So we're doing this on camera live. There's that. And I love that he, you know, has designed these with that in mind, right? So there she is, and she has a cut at, ooh, but it's tight. She has a cut here at the torso, as you can see. But let's see if we can turn her. We can turn her, but she is tight there. That didn't sound right. Anyways, hey, you know, kids, boys will be boys. But yeah, you can turn her there now, and she also has a cut down here at the waist, which is you know, it's, I guess, using both of them, you could really turn her that way or that way. I mean, she can't go all the way around. I don't want to force her to go all the way around, but you know, the human body probably can't go any much more than that anyways. I mean, logically. So, I mean, that's fine. It's just that she's really tight there. Oh, jeez. Anyways, let's see. Can she, let's see how far she can crunch in. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Go back quite a bit. She can crunch back quite a bit. And she can crunch forward. Actually, that's not bad at all. She can crunch forward quite a bit as well if we used all 3 points. Yeah, that's a huge range. That's not a bad range at all. Yeah, no, that's great range. So, anyways, I think the only point I can take off, or a little bit of thing I can take off, is that she can't really, you know, move her head like, you know, side to side sometimes, like some of these other figures, or, you know, kind of tilt her head a little bit. But to me, it's a 4.8. So combined aesthetically and with articulation, I'm going to say a 4.6. Overall, this figure to me is a 4.6. These are great figures. Bobby's putting out great figures. I really like it. Anything, like I said, 1 to 5, and if you're above a 4, you're doing fantastic. So that's a fantastic figure. This vest can fit on any other female as well. So that's really great. Now let's go over some of this other stuff she comes with. She comes with a stand, of course, Action Force stand. And sometimes I like these stands better than what the McFarlane and everybody else comes. They seem to be peg in quite well. Let's see what she has. 2 trigger hands. So she's got her right trigger hand there, and then a left trigger hand here. So you get that. And then over here she has a grip hand on her left there, and then here's a grip hand for her right. So there's that. And then you have 2 cupping hands for when she's shooting a rifle. You know, you put your hand underneath the bottom of the rifle there. So she has, you know, pairs of hands there. And then she has, of course, 2 fist hands, a right and a left, when you got to get down to bare knuckles. So that's lots of selection of hands there. So I really appreciate that. Great work. So ultimately, guys, what do I give her? I guess, like I said, a 4.6. She's a great figure. I'm very happy with my purchase. That's why I continue to, you know, number 1, support an American company. Number 2, support Bobby Vala and his endeavors, and you know, make sure that Hasbro has some really good competition. I think some of the stuff that we're getting from Hasbro now is because Bobby Vala has been putting some pressure on him, and he's been growing. So you don't have to just like G.I. Joe. You don't have to just like Action Force. You can do what you want. do you, man. You don't let other people try to hold you back from what you like, or if you see an action figure that you like, oh, well, I can't buy it because, you know, no. Now, you buy it because you want it, and it puts a smile on your face, and you're happy. Be you, man. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe if you're so inclined. And as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling this out.